What's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to another weekly live stream. On this channel, we help entrepreneurs and business owners get access to personal and business funding using a simple five-step process. So, if you're looking to get funding for your business or if you're looking to get more personal funding, I highly recommend you smash that subscribe button, smash the like button. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. So tonight we got a good live stream. Tonight we're gonna be talking about credit card stacking, the do's and the don'ts. So for those of you who are watching live on the YouTube, if you're inside our Facebook group, or if you're on Instagram, we're gonna be talking about the do's and don'ts of credit card stacking. Been getting a lot of requests for this topic, a lot of DMs, a lot of people asking me about it. How does it work? And I just want to kind of bring some light to this strategy that you hear a lot of the gurus, a lot of funding people telling you to stack credit cards. I even saw someone on Instagram today talking about a blitz method where they basically just shotgun a bunch of applications across multiple different credit card lenders. So that's what we're going to get into tonight. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have not yet, make sure you register for the next Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass. If you text the letters EZ, text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. Again, text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. You will get a link to sign up for the free one-day masterclass. It is free for general admission. If you would like to come and be a part of the VIP session, I highly recommend because you get 2 extra hours of Q&A. We give you a 90-day game plan. We give you credit dispute letters. We give you bank scripts to actually use when you're calling the banks, right? And we give you a list of over 50 tier 1 and tier 2 net 30 vendors. So when you come to VIP, you get handouts, you get extra Q&A time. And I personally just think it's just a family reunion. You know, everybody who's attending the VIP, they probably feel the same way. It's just a family reunion, the time to catch up, kind of, see where everybody's at. But definitely make sure you text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360 to get registered for the next Business Funding Way Easy Masterclass. It goes down September 24th. So make sure you register, family. Make sure y'all let me know where y'all tapping in from, what city, what state. Instagram, let me know what city, what state you guys are tapping in from. And we're going to get into it, man. So tonight we're going to be talking about credit card stacking, the do's and the don'ts. So what I want to do tonight is I want to break down, first of all, I want to break down what credit card stacking is. So you see a lot of the gurus, a lot of people who run ads, they talk about a method called credit card stacking. And essentially what that means is you take a bunch of credit card applications, you have them up on your screen, right? So let's say you got Chase on one tab, you got Wells Fargo on one tab, you got FNBO, maybe you got Navy Federal on another tab, right? And you're pretty much doing this from the comfort of your home. So with credit card stacking, the way it works is you submit a bunch of applications, right? Within maybe a 10-minute or less time frame. And basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get as many hard pulls in a matter of 2 minutes or less, so that they don't necessarily reflect on different bureaus, right? So if you pull only, let's say you do Chase, let's say you do Navy Federal Business Credit Card, and then let's say you do Redstone Federal Credit Union. They all pull from Experian, right? And then you turn around, you do a Navy Federal personal card, they pull TransUnion. Let's say you do a Navy Federal, no, not a Navy Federal. Let's say you do Alliant, and then let's say you do Barclays, right? They all pull TransUnion. And then let's say you circle back, you do Truist, you do US Bank, and you do, let's just say, a credit union. Most credit unions pull, like State Employees Credit Union, North Carolina, they pull Equifax. So basically, the method is you blitz bunch of different bureaus. You get 2 or 3 hits per bureau, and let's say each account gives you a $5,000 line of credit, right? Let's say so you got 15 on one bureau, 15 on another. That's 30, and then 15 on the third. That's $45,000 in funding. And let's say a day and a half, right? And for those of you who attended the first ever masterclass I kind of broke this down on how I did it. I'm gonna give you my method and rationale on how to execute the strategy, and you can take it for what it's worth, right? But essentially, that's what credit card stacking is, where you blitz one bureau, you blitz another bureau, you blitz another bureau, and you just keep doing that rinse and repeat, right? So, in theory, the method works, right? Because if you pull only Experian, when they pull Equifax, they can't see that, right? They can't see all those Experian inquiries that you got, and vice versa. Experian can't see all the Equifax inquiries, right? But here's the problem when you're trying to do this under a business format. Let's say you're trying to get a Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo credit card, right? Let's say that's what you're trying to do. You will incur inquiries, right? But what happens is some banks pull multiple bureaus. You got to remember, and I've been saying this since the birth of this channel, since I came into the business credit content creation space, you need to establish a business credit profile. Because what happens is when you're applying for business credit cards, now the credit card stacking method can work for personal credit. And I'm going to give you a way to do it for personal credit, right? For personal credit. But for business funding, right? That's what we're talking about tonight, credit card stacking and why it doesn't work for business funding. Is let's say you do Wells Fargo, right? Wells Fargo, and a lot of you guys have, executed on the 100K Wells Fargo play that we put out on the channel. We dropped that 100K play for our accelerator program, and then we dropped it in the VIP session back in July. But essentially, let's just use Wells Fargo for example. When you apply for a business credit card or a business line of credit with Wells Fargo, they're going to pull your personal Experian file, and they're going to pull your business Experian file. Okay. They're going to pull both. So even though they pull your personal Experian, let's say you got a 740 Experian score, right? They're still going to want to see what's on that business profile. They're going to want to see what's on that business profile. And so when you're trying to do the credit card stacking method for business credit cards, business lines of credit, business funding, just assume that the lender will look at either Dun & Brad, business Experian, or business Equifax. Just assume it. Just automatically say, hey, I'm applying for Chase. Chase pulls multiple bureaus. Chase pulls Equifax in some states and Experian, and sometimes TransUnion and Experian. But they're going to pull multiple bureaus. Best believe Chase will do that. Now, if you work with our team, we have a direct private banker at Chase that does all of our applications, right? So we don't necessarily get those multiple hard pulls. But if you go on Chase website, I guarantee you they're going to pull multiple bureaus. They're going to pull multiple bureaus, right? Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but remember, a lot of us as entrepreneurs have credit challenges. So if you have some things negative reporting on your Equifax, right, you may not necessarily want them to pull multiple bureaus, right? Case in point with Chase. Case in point with Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is going to pull. They're going to pull Experian personal, and they're going to pull Equifax business. This is a fact. Okay. So you can't credit card stack those, right? Wells Fargo, even if you get a soft pull offer, they are going to look at your business Equifax profile. Same thing with Navy Federal, right? TD Bank. They look at your personal Experian and your business Experian. So the point I'm trying to make is that for business funding, business credit cards, business lines of credit, business term loans, if you're trying to do a credit card stacking method, it may not necessarily work out for you, right? And I was trying to explain this to one of my students today, man, on our Q&A call. She had originally went into PNC Bank and opened up a business account, but then immediately applied for a business credit card. Now, with some banks, this works perfect. Like with Truist, you can literally go off the street with 2 or 3 LLCs. If you had a 700, 720 Equifax and get, $10,000, $15,000 business credit card for all 3 businesses. So some banks it works. Some, like PNC, they want to see some deposits. They want to see a relationship. So you have to be mindful of that, right? And so what we teach you at the One Day Masterclass is how to actually structure your business deposits, right? How do you structure your business deposits? Because there's a certain amount of money you want to keep. There's a certain amount you want flowing through each one of your business bank accounts. And if you don't have that, then it becomes a lot harder to just come in off the street, no relationship, and get approved for funding, right? So we got to kind of be strategic. We got to be strategic. We got to really be strategic. We got to really look at the big picture, right? How much funding are we looking to get? Are we looking to get our first 20,000? Are we looking to get 50,000, 150,000, 250,000? We got to be a little more strategic. Now, what I told my students today on our call was find the local banks. The local banks, they're not tripping on the inquiries, right? If you got 4, 5, 6 inquiries, it doesn't really matter to the local banks. As long as your scores are high, if you're 700 plus, they will not necessarily look at you and think that inquiries are a bad thing. Banks like Truist, PNC, Bank of America, they are inquiry sensitive. Well, not Truist, but some banks are inquiry sensitive. You just have to understand that with banks, they want a relationship established, right? That basically means deposit history, okay? Revenue. They like to see these things. And so if you try to do a credit card stacking strategy and you're not necessarily applying with the right sequence, right? And I'm going to get into the sequence. But if you're not getting into the right sequence, it can really backfire on you. You can get a lot of inquiries. I get a lot of people reaching out to me saying, "Hey, I got 7, 8 inquiries. I went through this funding company. They got me a bunch of $2,000 credit cards with Capital One and whatever the case may be." Right. I even talked to a guy that earlier this week, right, had a call with a guy and was saying that, he had previously tried to do some funding rounds on his own, ran into some issues, and racked up a bunch of inquiries. So it does happen, right? We know that credit card stacking can rack up a bunch of inquiries on your personal credit files. So here's the strategy. Here's what I suggest you do. And this is just my recommendation, is when you attempt to go for a round of funding, right? So a lot of times if you're working with me or our team, we'll look at how many inquiries you have in the last 90 days. The last 60 days. If we only got 1 inquiry, we know we got about 4 to 5 to play with, right? Now, you can dispute inquiries. That's an option. But let's say you don't want to dispute the inquiry. Let's say you got 1 inquiry on TransUnion. Let's just use TransUnion, right? In the last 60 days. But let's say total you got 6. Maybe you had a few from last year, maybe a few from 2 years ago. Remember, inquiries stay on your credit profile for 25 months, up to 25 months. Now, can it be removed earlier than that? Yes. But technically speaking, inquiries remain on your credit profile for 24 months. Okay. So here's the strategy. You want to find out how many banks pull TransUnion, and you want to do a blitz on that particular bureau. Because you got to think about it. Let's say you go Bank of America pulls TransUnion, Barclays pulls TransUnion, let's say Alliant pulls TransUnion. A lot of the credit unions in Chicago pull TransUnion, right? Let's say you get 4 or 5 TransUnion hits. Each one of them is $10K each. So that's $50K right there just off TransUnion pulls, right? Let's say you got 5 inquiries, you got 50K in funding, 10K per card. Well, now we're going to dispute those inquiries just on TransUnion, right? Get them off, and then we'll go back and we'll hit another round of TransUnion funding, right? And it works better this way. And the reason I say that is because when let's say you max out on Equifax, right? You got 7 on Equifax, 7 on Experian, 7 on TransUnion. Well, you out the game. You don't have an opportunity to go to a Wells. You don't have the opportunity to go to get Experian pools, or you don't have that opportunity, right? So with credit card stacking, it works more effectively when you actually blitz one credit bureau at the same time. And so that's part of our strategy and what we try to do when we're working with clients. We'll go to all the banks that pull Experian. So it might be 5 or 6 or 7 banks that all pull Experian. And we'll submit applications, right? Because the goal is to try to get as much funding per round. It's not to get a bunch of $5,000, $2,000 limits on like 10 cards. 10 cards at $2,000, that's $20K. And as soon as you use it, you pretty much maxed it out, right? A $2,000 line of credit will get ate up just in marketing. Your marketing will run right through that. If you're in real estate, you buy some materials, you buy some flooring material, you might spend $3,000. So I say all that to say, when you're doing the credit card stacking method, right? Blitz one bureau and then clean it up, remove the inquiries, and then blitz it again. That's the easiest way to do credit card stacking. Now, does it take longer? Yes, it takes longer, right? Because typically, if you blitz one bureau, let's say TransUnion, you're gonna have to clean up the credit inquiries. So you got to go and basically dispute all the inquiries off and then do another round. Same thing with Experian. A lot of banks in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, they pull Experian, right? So you just have to be mindful, right? You have to really hit the credit boards. You have to really pay attention to content on the channel, my channel, Credit Plug, whoever you tapped into, and then be strategic about it. Say, hey, I want to get, if your goal is to get, let's say, your first 100,000, well, that's basically about 30,000 per bureau. So if we kind of do the math, let's say you get 3 10K credit cards on Experian. Okay, well, we know Chase pulls Experian, right? We know TD pulls Experian, and we know Navy Federal Business pulls Experian. So that's the first 30, right? Like I explained. And then instead of going to Equifax and maxing out inquiries on Equifax, trying to get to the 100K, let's clean up those 3. And then let's go right back to Experian. Let's go Redstone Federal Credit Union, right? Let's go Nassau Federal Credit Union. And even PNC. PNC pulls Experian. So I would suggest for you guys, if you're watching this, and make sure you come to the one-day masterclass, because we really break this down in regards to how you want to structure your business deposits, your business credit profile. Because you have to realize, right, even with credit card stacking, right, even if they pull your personal file, they're going to look at your business profile. Just assume it. I tell all my clients, let's go ahead and just build the business profile, because we never know which bank is going to pull the business profile, right? We talk to a lot of banks up in the Northeast, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York area. A lot of them still look at the DMB profile, even if you have an 800 credit score, right? I had 2 clients, 800, high 700 credit scores, don't have enough data on the business profile, and they don't want to give them the business credit card. Your credit score does not determine whether or not you get approved, family. It's always going to boil down to your personal profile and your business profiles. What data is on those profiles? Okay. What data do you have on those profiles? All right. If you don't have anything on your business credit profiles, it makes it harder for them to see that your business is established, right? So remember, if we're talking about step 1 through 5, right? Remember our 5-step process. Step 1, form the business. Step 2, make sure you're bank compliant. Step 3, List your business. Step 4, you want to set up your business credit profile. It's not step 2, it's not step 6, it's not step 8, it's step 4. Before you go to the bank, set up your business credit profile, because you never know what bank is going to pull the business credit profile. Like I just told you, Wells Fargo, they pull personal experience and they pull business Equifax. Now, if you're trying to build business credit with net 30 vendors, right? Not a lot of vendors report to business Equifax. That's why we gave you the 80 paydex strategy, right? 2 NAV accounts, 2 gas cards, right? Summa office supplies. That reports to business Equifax, right? 2 NAV accounts report to business Equifax. Gas cards report to business Equifax. So you got to kind of be strategic about what you're doing, how you're moving. Right now, the way things are going as far as lending is concerned, I would be prepared to, I would say be prepared to optimize your personal credit for the next 12 months. And when I say optimize, I mean, keeping, utilization, no negative items, utilization around 10 to 15%, making sure you got at least 8 to 10 primary trade lines, personal credit accounts, no authorized users, right? So if you're going to credit card stack, like I said, blitz one bureau at a time, hit it hard, hit it 4, 5, 6, 7 times, clean it up, and then go on to the next, right? Don't try to do 2 on Experian, 2 on Equifax, 2 on TransUnion, because if you get denied for any of these and you're trying to dispute those inquiries off, you can't then circle back to Equifax and you got a bunch of inquiries on Equifax, you got a bunch of inquiries on TransUnion, you got a bunch of inquiries on Experian. You kind of dead in the water. You don't have enough leverage. You don't have enough firepower, right? Like you kind of going in a circle. So I suggest, if you're going to credit card stack, blitz one bureau at a time, hit it 6, 7 times, max out those inquiries. Make sure you have a business credit profile established, because you never know what bank is going to pull the business credit profile, right? And then third thing is local banks. Local banks are not tripping on credit union. I mean, on credit inquiries. The local banks, they just want to see that you have a good credit profile, good credit mix. If you have any major purchases, you bought a home, you bought a vehicle in the past, maybe you paid it off, maybe you refinanced your home, whatever the case may be, but profile is going to carry you through the times that we're about to go through. Like I said, right now, economy, stock market is kind of dipping a little bit. Banks tend to tighten up a little bit, right? But if you're optimized, if you're building relationships, if you're doing everything, if you're watching this and you came to one of our master classes, whether you did general admission or VIP, you know this already. We've talked about this since early January. We knew that this was coming, right? You got to build relationships. That's what I drill into my students' head. You got to build relationships. It's just the name of the game. But that's the biggest thing I can give you guys, the biggest gem. If you are working with a credit card stacking company or you're thinking about doing your own personal rounds of funding, I would implore you to just make sure that you have your business credit profile established at the time of applying for funding. All right. So let's get into some Q&A. We got some questions from IG. Shawnee Million said, can you share the NAV hack? So I don't like to call it a hack. It's more of a strategy. But basically, with the 2 NAV accounts and me and the homie Devin, we're gonna be doing a live stream next week. We're gonna be tapping in with that. But you basically want to set up 1 NAV account as a quarterly payment, 1 NAV account as a monthly payment. That's the easiest way to set that strategy up. Another question on IG, someone said, what is a good bank to get the first business credit card with fair credit? I would start with Truist and then I would circle back to Navy Federal. Great question. Do you have a referral that repairs personal credit? Yes, Shawnee Million. Just shoot me a DM, just say credit, and I'll make sure to get you in contact with someone that can help you with your personal credit. But make sure you tune into the channel too, all of October. Every live stream in October, we're going to be talking about how to fix your personal credit, because now is the time to do so. So make sure you get it in order. I'm just going through all the IG questions. Someone said, how much do you charge for credit card stacking? I don't charge anything for credit card stacking because that's not my lane. But most people typically charge about 10% or whatever the funding they get you. So if they get you 100,000 and you owe them 10 grand in the commission. Yep. All right, YouTube family. James, man, appreciate you with the super chat, my brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, question said, I'm still struggling with Sam's Club. I don't understand why though. It's probably the business profile. It's probably something on the business profile. Maybe you don't have enough trade lines. Sam's Club, as long as you got about 3 on Experian, if your score's at about 70-ish, you can get the Sam's Club credit card, store card, or the MasterCard. But also keep in mind, Sam's Club is going to call the number that you put down. They're going to call and verify that number. So if it's like a voice over IP number or something like that, I don't recommend those anymore. Freedom Voice is good. It's affordable. It's cheap. But that's probably what the issue is. Either you don't have enough trade lines on the profile or you're using some type of voice over IP number. All right. Hopefully that helps. Let's see. Chase Ray said, get them likes up. Get them likes up, family. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. My guy Oak Senior said, this my guy. We all need to link. Hey man, let's do it. Let's link. Someone said I got the Chase bro for business. Okay. Chase is good. I like Chase a lot. Chase gives out high limits, business and personal. Corey Ray said, after round 2, do we get rid of the inquiry for a second time before moving on to a different bureau? You can, but honestly, if you do 3, let's say you get 3 TransUnion inquiries in like a week, and then you circle back the next week and do 3 more, it really is not a big deal. Once you hit about 6, that's where you start maxing out your personal inquiries. So Chase, I would say once you hit about 6, that's where you're going to probably max out your personal inquiries. So if you do 3 1 week, get approved, 10K each, that's 30K. Then go back the next week and do another 3 on TransUnion and get another 10K. That's 60K, right? So you got 60K, 6 inquiries, then you dispute them off. And then now you move to Equifax. Because see, a lot of people, they go TransUnion, Equifax, Experian. They keep TransUnion, Equifax. They keep hitting all the bureaus at the same time. Just focus on one, blitz it real hard, and then move on to the next one. Ty Hicks said the Sam's Club pull personal credit. No, they do not. If you are filling out the Sam's Club business application and they ask for your Social Security, you're filling out the wrong application. One thing I would suggest, and I actually did a video on this back in, I think, late January. I documented my process on getting my second Sam's Club business credit card. You definitely want to have the whoever the cashier, whoever's working at the membership desk, have them turn the iPad around to you and fill it out personally. Have them pull it up and then you put all the information in. Don't let them put the information in for you. But great question. Great question. They do not. The Sam's Club business credit card does not pull personal credit. You shouldn't even have to put your social down anywhere on the application. All right, family. Again, make sure you register for the next Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass. IG. If you would like to attend our next one-day Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass, it's Saturday, September the 24th. VIP starts at 9 a.m. General admission starts at 10 a.m. We stream right live inside our Facebook group. Also, I'm going to put this out for the world. We're looking to grow the channel, right? So I'm going to be dropping a lot more content. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. If we get to 10,000 subscribers, here's what I will do. I will do a live stream at the next Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass. I will do a live. I will stream that to the YouTube channel directly. Like, everybody just come, no VIP session. We'll just hop right on. Well, we'll still do VIP, but we'll stream it to the channel, right? We won't stream it inside the Facebook group. So, but we got to get to 10K. We got to get to 10K. Let's do it. Can we do it? I think so. But make sure you text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. Again, those letters, text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360. If you would like to attend our next one-day Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass, general admission is free. VIP is $97 when you use code EASY at checkout. So make sure you tap in. Let's hit up a few more comments. Ray said that's what's up. All right, cool. What's his Facebook name? I'm not sure who that his is. I don't know who you're referring to. Also, yeah, the one-day masterclass. Definitely make sure y'all tap in. It's this Saturday. It's going down. Also, as we wrap up, family, if you would like our team to help you get your first or your next $150,000 in funding without having to walk into a bank, without having to pay for expensive credit repair, and without having to show tax returns or bank statements, then please make sure you text the letter CBCA. If you're on Instagram, you're watching this on Instagram, send me a DM that says CBCA. If you're watching this on YouTube, on Facebook, just text the letters CBCA to 980-825-4360 to find out how our team can help you get your first or your next $150,000 in funding without having to walk into a bank, without having to show tax returns, and without having to pay for credit repair. All right. So with that said, family, I don't see any more questions. Make sure y'all get the likes up. Family. We're trying to grow the channel, man. We got a lot more content coming for you guys. Also, if you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, I'm going to be putting out a poll probably tomorrow. I want to know exactly what videos you guys want more information on as far as your business, right? If you're on my email list, I'm going to be sending you out an email asking you the same thing. I want to make sure that my content is crispy, make sure my content is valuable to you guys. It's not fluff, it's not watered down. So please make sure you check your emails. I'm going to be sending out that. And make sure you text the letter CBCA if you would like our team to help you get your first 150,000 or your next 150,000 in funding. And that's pretty much it, man. Hope to see you guys this Saturday at the Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass. Also, next week, I'm gonna have a homie, Business Credit Devin. We're gonna do a live stream just to kind of get you guys ready for what's about to come ahead. Dispel a lot of myths, a lot of rumors, a lot of bad information that's out there. So, that's the homie, man. We've been down since, last year, rolling through these business credit streaks. So that's next week. And then October, we got some solid information for you guys as far as credit repair is concerned. But other than that, family, I'm going to hop off. Make sure you text the letters EZ to 980-825-4360 if you would like to attend our next one-day Business Funding Made Easy Masterclass. You can click the link in the bio if you're on Instagram. The link is in the description on YouTube. I'm about to hop off because it's time to go lay it down, watch some TV with my lady, my baby, and I will see you guys Saturday at the one-day masterclass. Other than that, man, we'll holler at you next week. Y'all be easy. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps our content get out to a wider audience. Make sure you hit the like button as well. And we will see you on the next live stream. So peace.